All right, we're live. Here we go. Knicks game two pregame show, and we're gonna do a watch along. We'll get at least the first half. Maybe we'll go second half if the first half goes well. And then if that goes really well, maybe we'll even do a little bit of a post-game show. Let's just jump right into it. Let's recap game one. I did a full episode on this. You can go check that out on YouTube, on Spotify, wherever you get your podcast at the Sports Pod. Look me up, check me out, tune into all the podcasts. We're posting multiple podcasts a week. We're posting every day on our socials. Go check them out at the sportspod_Ben on Instagram, at the.sports.pod on TikTok, and the Sports Pod is how you find me on YouTube if you want to check out the YouTube shorts. So, what did I like from game one? I liked what the Knicks did on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, OG Anunoby had an incredible defensive game. He didn't start the game guarding Cade Cunningham, but eventually Tom Thibodeau made the smart decision to have OG Anunoby guard Cade Cunningham, and it paid its dividends. I mean, OG was a Cade stopper. And game one is about learning. Game one is about making adjustments. That's what game one is for. So the adjustment that Tom Thibodeau needs to make tonight is to start OG Anunoby on Cade Cunningham. This was a common theme throughout the season where Mikal Bridges would be the first guy to guard to guard the best player. In this case, it would be Cade. But it seemed like most of the time, about halfway through the second quarter, it would be OG Anunoby who ends up guarding said player. And that's how it went the whole year, and it worked out for the Knicks the whole year. OG Anunoby always showed up and showed out when he got switched on to the better player. So the Knicks need to just start OG on the better player. I don't know why this is even a question for Tibbs, but it is. It shouldn't be, but it is. What else did I like? I like the physicality on the defensive side of the ball. For the most part, there were really good stretches in that game. Obviously, the 21-0 run. I mean, but the one I look at is the end of the first half, where I think the Knicks went on. It was like a 5-3 run, so it was nothing crazy, right? But it was the defense. It was the physicality. It was a transition OG bucket, a transition OG dunk, that is. Then it was Miles McBride, Deuce McBride, who we do need to see more of in this game on the offensive side of the ball. He was all over Cade. He was in his face, eventually forced a turnover, knocked the ball out of Cade's hands, and then dove after it on the ground. He got the ball to Mikal. I think Mikal swung it to OG, another fast break. No, it was a transition three in that scenario. That's 5-0, and then Tobias Harris came down and knocked down a three at the buzzer. So what needs to change in this one? What needs to change in this game so the Knicks aren't in a bad spot? So the Knicks aren't down 9 or down 8 in the closing minutes of the ballgame. They need to keep up the defensive pressure. They need to keep up the defensive physicality. They need to pressure the ball. They need to pressure off the ball. The defense has to be the key. That's got to be the driving force in this win. If the Knicks want to have a wire-to-wire victory, if the Knicks want to come out and just dominate, take a commanding 2-0 series lead, they have to play defense. They got to be more physical. They've just got to be better in every situation. On every part of the ball, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Malik Beasley's the guy hitting threes. It doesn't matter if Dennis Schroeder's cooking up. It doesn't matter if it's Tobias Harris or even Cade Cunningham. The defense is key. You're not going to get what you got out of Cam Payne again. Cam Payne has the ability to swing one game in a series. He's not a star player that's going to win you 2, 3, 4 games. He's not going to win you a series by himself. If he can, oh, that'd be great. But it's just not realistic for Cam Payne to come out and have 15 points in 11 minutes again. We can't bank on that as Knicks fans. So what does it have to be? It has to be more Mikal Bridges. It has to be more Deuce McBride. Or it's got to be Jalen Brunson not having a quiet start. He finished the game with the most quiet 34-8 I've ever seen. He did have a very good performance. He did play very well. It just didn't seem like that. Tom Thibodeau said it in the post-game presser. He was asked, what did Jalen Brunson go grab when he went back to the locker room? Not only did Jalen Brunson change his shoes, Jalen Brunson grabbed his cape. Jalen Brunson came out like Willis Reed. He came out of that locker room after an injury scare on his ankle, which he already hurt and caused him to miss 15 games. And he did it. He came back and he was a different player, but not a different player that Knicks fans aren't used to seeing. He was the same Jalen Brunson that Knicks fans are used to seeing, just not the same as it was in the first half. Let's see. What do we got in the chat here? Can't read. Steve Hunkley, your takes are trash. All right. We disagree. That happens. Pack it up. Okay. Okay. I see you. I see you. We're going to be here all day. We're going to be here all day. We're going to be here all night. We're going to watch the Knicks game. We're going to get you ready for the Knicks game. And we're going to even wrap up the Knicks game maybe. Knicks are looking to take a commanding 2-0 lead against the Detroit Pistons. And we're here on YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram. If you want to watch on another one, it's at the sportspot_Ben on Instagram. It's at the _sports_pod on Twitch. And just got to look up the Sports Spot on YouTube. It's the blue and gray logo. Let's see. What else I want to hit on here? All right. One last thing from game one before I get to what I want to see in game two. We got to get more. We didn't get enough, rather, out of Deuce McBride and Mikal Bridges. I mean, we saw Deuce McBride's offensive performance. It was flat out horrendous. It was not good. He was missing shots by a lot. It wasn't. They weren't even close. Some of them. It was, as Clyde Frazier would say, he was shooting up UFOs. Mikal Bridges started the game and only finished with 8 points. I mean, he had campaign taking some of his minutes. As Mikal Bridges, as a guy who got 5 first-round picks traded for him, that's not a good look. That's not a good look whatsoever. So in game two, now looking ahead, we either need OG Anunoby to produce at the same level he did last game. He was in his offensive bag. It was an OG offensive barrage. We either need to see that. We need to see Deuce McBride pick it up off the bench. Maybe he has the campaign performance. Maybe he doesn't swing the game. Maybe he doesn't change the game like Payne did, but he has the same amount of points. But out of Bridges, what I want to see, he needs to be in double figures at least. They were saying on the broadcast on Saturday night, when Mikal Bridges scores 25 points, the Knicks are, I think it was 9-1 or 11-1. I forget what the exact number is, but they only have one loss when Mikal Bridges scores 25 points. I don't think he'll get 25 points a single game in the postseason. If he does, God bless him, that's great. But if he doesn't, that's not a big deal. We just need him to score 15, 20 points. We don't need him scoring 25, 30 points. That's Jalen Brunson's role. That's Karl-Anthony Towns' role. That's OG Anunoby. We just need him to be in that 15 to 20 range. He needs to be in double figures at least because he did play pretty solid defense. He did play really well on the defensive side of the ball. The problem was he was getting bullied by Cade. Cade just has such a bigger body than him. He just can't defend Cade. It's not possible for him. He doesn't have the size. Cade is just going to bully him all day and all night. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. Cade is like 225 pounds. And Mikal is like 205, I think they said on the broadcast. So, in this game out of Mikal, we need offense and we need defense. We're not going to go up 2-0. We're not going to go up 3-0. We're not going to sweep if Mikal doesn't have at least one strong offensive performance. We need full force, full speed ahead on the defensive side of the ball. Physicality from the opening tip. Physicality at the end of the first quarter. Physicality at the end of the half. Physicality at the end of the third quarter. Physicality all the way until the final buzzer. That is how the Knicks are going to win this game. In game one, when the Knicks were physical, the Pacers' inexperience showed. The Pistons, rather. I'm thinking about last year. I still have trauma from that game 7. The Pistons' inexperience showed. They were forced into turnovers. They were forced into taking bad shots. Yeah, they do have some veterans in Tim Hardaway Jr. and Tobias Harris and Dennis Schroeder, but they don't have enough. We're not live on Insta. Let me see. Let me figure this out. What happened here? I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. It says we're still live. Let me refresh it. Yeah, we're not live. All right. I don't know. I gotta fix this. Give me a second here. Live video. Knicks first. If this doesn't work, we're just gonna be live on Twitch and YouTube. But we're still here. We're not going anywhere. Let's see. Let's edit this. Stop stream here. Oh no. We still got 2 active streams. What are we doing? What are we doing? Still live here? Go here. Yeah, we're still live on Twitch. Okay, now we got an echo going. All right, we're good. Just lost Instagram. Okay, it happens. We'll live. No more Instagram. That's unfortunate, but we're still here. It doesn't matter. We just gotta keep up manually. All right. Thanks for letting me know. We're not going anywhere though. We're still getting set for game 1. We're getting set for game 2. We're gonna watch along. Going at least the first half, probably the second. But where was I? I think I was talking physicality on the defensive side of the ball. That's right. Okay. The Knicks need to be physical. I think I was talking about the Pistons. I said the Pacers again. The Pistons have some veterans scattered throughout their lineup. They have some veterans scattered throughout their roster, whether it's Tim Hardaway Jr., Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench, or Tobias Harris, who lit up the Knicks for 22 points in the first half last game. He finished with 25 points. In game 2, I highly doubt that's going to happen again. Now we're saying I'm not live on YouTube anymore? Did this live? No, that you're joking with me. Because comment came from YouTube. Oh, that's Chase. Little brother being annoying as usual. The defense. That's where the Pistons. Why do I keep saying Pacers? That's where the Pistons inexperience showed. When the Knicks were locked in on defense, when the Knicks were being physical, that's when the Pistons turned the ball over. That's when they took bad shots. But in this game, the Knicks had the ability to come out from the opening tip and just be better. They have the ability to just run away with this game from the opening tip. From the second that ball goes in the air, the Knicks could just win this game. They could just come out to, 15-5 run to start the game, stay on that track all the way through, and then we'll be sailing to Little Caesars Arena for game 3 up 2-0 with 2 big-time wins. The Sports Spotlight. You realize you just made me lose the Insta stream, right? That's not funny. I don't know how I'm going to get it back up now. No, we don't need an appearance. We're good. It's all good. You could save us all. I don't think anybody else in the chat wants to see it. Right? Let me know in the chat. You want to see an appearance? We got 4 on YouTube. Let me see. Do you want the Sports Spotlight to make an appearance? My vote says no. That's what it is. All right. And then the last thing that I really want to see in this game is, what is Mitch going to be? In game 1, he baptized Isaiah Stewart on a putback dunk. He had a second really strong putback, but it was waved off. I want to see him box out. I want to see him rebound. I want to see him be physical. He was a -9 last game. I don't think he played like one, though. I thought he played fine. I didn't think his defense was that big of a deal, but I guess it was. The box score said it was. The Knicks won. That's all that mattered. I think it was 123 to 112 last game. 11-point win for New York. They're going to look to keep it going tonight. They're looking to go up 2-0. I'm ready. I wasn't as locked in as I was last year on the Knicks. I think a lot of people were very excited. I think a lot of people were very disappointed. But we're ready for the playoffs. I still watched pretty much every game, whether it was live or on demand. I think I only missed a couple. But we're ready. This is playoff time. The Knicks showed that they can be a very good team last game. They have shown that they can be a championship contending team at points in this regular season. I point to the January game on Friday night against Oklahoma City Thunder in OKC, where they were up 7 points at the half, maybe more. So they've showed us that they can do it. It's going to be a matter of how often can they do that in the postseason. Like I said, Cam Payne is not going to give you 15 points in the fourth quarter again. So you have to have everyone else step up. I thought Cat had a relatively quiet night last game. Let me check the box score again. Let's see. Let's just take a little look at what they did last game. We could also talk about the Mets if you want. The Mets have a big series coming up. Same with the Phillies. Not same with the Phillies. Same with the Yankees is what I was trying to say. The Mets have a big series coming up with the Phillies tonight. I'll have that game on as well. In last game, Cat only had 23 points. He had 11 boards and 5 assists. He did have one really nice assist where he was coming down the lane. He went up for it and then gave a little one-handed pass under to Josh Hart. Well, let's get the Mets game. Is Steve still watching? I can't see. He might be. And if he's watching, thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. Mets game. But at first inning just ended. Mets are up 1-0 already. Let's see how they score this one run. Huge win for the Mets this weekend. Huge couple wins as they swept the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's see who. Oh, Francisco Lindor, another leadoff homer. His third leadoff homer of the year. It's his fourth overall. He's hit a bunch of bombs. If 75% of his homers are leadoff homers, that's pretty good. And obviously, he hit that walk-off moonshot on Saturday night. That was huge. I think it was Friday night, actually. But Francisco Lindor's got it going. It seems like Juan Soto is starting to get it going. We're getting set to go. Is clock strikes 7:30. Let's see how much longer we have until the Knicks game starts. And then we'll be set to go. Little watch-along action going on right now. Pre-game is just wrapping up, really. So we'll give you some kind of sort of play-by-play. We'll give you some commentary as the game goes along. But we're just here chilling. Let me see. Chat, how we feeling tonight? What are the Knicks going to win? How many games are the Knicks winning in? Because we all know that they're going to win. I think it's Knicks in 6. Knicks in 5, rather. Knicks in 5. I thought it was going to be Knicks in 6 before game 1, but after watching the last game where they found a way to win, they didn't let any setbacks get in the way of the ultimate goal, which is winning. Makes me think the Pistons will get one game. They'll take game 3 or 4. That's just how the NBA playoffs work. But the Knicks will win the rest of the games. It'll be Knicks in 5. I was going to go to game 5. Unfortunately, I cannot. So I'll be I think it's game 4 of the second round if the Knicks make it that far, which unfortunately could be a Celtics clinching game if the Knicks continue what they did in the regular season and don't know how to beat good teams. Just to put it that way. But hopefully they don't clinch that day. Hopefully, your boy gets to see the Knicks win in the playoffs. Just a little backstory on my playoff game watching luck, in-person game watching, if you will. I've had the chance to go to like one game in each of the last two playoffs. I get to go to one game throughout the series. That's just how the tickets work, right? I've tried to push my luck both years. Back in 2023, I was interested in going to the Cavs series, but I thought the Knicks were gonna win. They won, right? I would have gone to the second round if the one seed advanced. I think it was the Bucks. However, it was the Miami Heat who advanced that year. So I was like, oh, the Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. We're good. They're not gonna lose to an eight seed. Then they got out in 6 games. So that was the first year. Last year I ended up going to a game. Shout out to the Grandes for tickets to that one. That was in Philly, first round. That was sick. I sat courtside at that game. That was one of the games where Jalen just popped off, turned into Superman. But then I was like, we're going to beat the Pacers, right? After they advanced. I knew we were beating the Sixers. It's New York versus Philly. It's a New York thing. So I was like, all right, we're going to beat the Pacers. This isn't going to be that bad. We're way more talented. We play defense. They don't. And if they can't score, we're going to advance easily, right? We're going to the Eastern Conference Finals again. They didn't. They lost in 7 games. So now that's 2 years in a row that I haven't been able to go. But hopefully this year breaks the curse. Hopefully the Pistons don't win the next 4 out of the next 6 games. So I get to go to a playoff game. Yeah. That's how it works, Try to push your luck. Didn't work. Rolled the dice. Not a good idea the past 2 years. Will not be rolling the dice this year. Tell you that much. I'm going to go round 2. Oh, Breen and Clyde on the call tonight for the Knicks. First time in the playoffs. Also, I hate that the NBA is not allowing local TV games for the first round of the playoffs anymore. Like, that's such, I don't know. It's such a money grab. The NBA and I get all these leagues are all about money. It's a business, but it's so nice having just the first round on local TV. Like these are gonna be Clyde's last playoff games. I don't know how many seasons he has left in him anyway, but it would be nice if we could still watch on MSG. Also, the guy who did the game on Saturday night, Tyler Murray, he did a really good job. I listened to him a little bit on the radio. I liked what he did a lot on the TV side of things on Saturday night. Another gripe I have with the NBA, it's still 7:35 and starting lineups probably happened already, but teams are in layup lines still. They haven't come in for one final huddle or anything like that. The sports spotlight. We weren't talking about if you were still here or not. We talk about Steve Hunkley, who had the audacity to, give us a little attitude, a little disrespect, a little sass early in the evening. But we're good. We're still here. That's a reminder. Pre-game part of this stream is probably over by now, but we're getting set to go. We're going to watch along. We're going to give a little play-by-play live on Twitch and YouTube at the _sports_pod on Twitch and at the sports pod on YouTube. So you got 7 viewers overall, 6 on YouTube, 1 on Twitch. Steve's a hump. All right. I don't mind it. Steve and I's beef. We got beef, man. Starters will remain the same for the Knicks. It'll be Cade Cunningham, Tim Hardaway Jr., Hazard Thompson, Tobias Harris, and Jalen Duren for Detroit. And it's the same starting 5 you've seen all year for New York. Jalen, Mikhail, Josh, OG, and Kat. The sports spotlight. What's up, Mr. Hunkley? Knicks wearing the navy blue unis tonight. All right, I like it. Let's see. There was a couple offensive possessions late in the game on Saturday where I was like, I love the decision that Josh Hart makes with the ball. There's one in particular where he was running up the court. He kind of like took it away from a Piston defender. He flipped it back to Cat. who had like a quarterback's view of the court almost, and he fed it ahead to Brunson, who laid it in. It was one of the final plays in the 21 to nothing run. But it was like his court awareness and his attitude, like his selfless attitude, was what made that play. We are underway here from the Garden for game 2 of this first round series. Let's see, what do we got? The Sports Spotlight. What's your favorite pre-pod meal? It's a good question. I don't really keep track of that. Brunson working on Azar Thompson. His three-pointer. No good at the end of the shot clock. Thompson said he was fed up with JB already. So it's going to be a long series for him. Look for Brunson to pulverize Thompson in this one. Tim Hardaway Jr. easy layup doesn't go. Duren grabs a board and puts it back with a slam. Jalen Duren went up over two Knicks defenders, brought the ball down, took one dribble, spun, and punched it. Can't have that happening a lot tonight whatsoever. Knicks need to be good on the defensive boards. Here's Mikal Bridges coming off a Josh Hart screen, double teamed in the corner. Now gets it up top to OG. His three is short, and the Pistons control the board. Here's Cade Cunningham. Didn't have a good showing last game. I think he went 2 for 8 from the floor. Sports Spotlight again. Lakers in 5. Not looking too good after their performance last time. Cade Cunningham missed a tough shot against OG, but Azar Thompson's there for a putback layup. That's 2 offensive rebounds and 2 putback baskets for the Pistons already. That cannot happen in this game. That the Knicks aren't going to win. Defensive rebounding is a must. Knicks still looking for their first basket. There's OG. Nice feed from Josh and a layup from Anunoby to get New York on the board. That's a good look from Josh. Had a ball at the top of the key, threw it over the head of his defender. OG might have been able to slam it. There was a Piston in his way, though. Jalen steal, and he's looking to push. Jalen past the half-court line. Now he settles, gives it to Bridges, his three-pointer. It's no good. Off the back of the rim, and the Pistons control the rebound. Looking to push the pace. Now here's Tobias Harris. Couldn't hit the dunk, and the Knicks have a rebound. Looked like that could have been a foul on Josh Hart. Oh, in the Mets game, Jesse Winker. He goes yard, and the Mets lead it. That looks like a Mikal Bridges basket in the next game. We're going all over the place. All right, now let's settle it down. I saw a Jesse Winker homer out of the corner of my eye, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity. It's tied 4-4 at the Garden, though. Here's Azar Thompson working on Mikal Bridges. His jumper from the foul line is no good, and Karl Anthony Towns controls the board. Jalen Brunson draws the blocking foul on Azar Thompson. Sure, Thompson loved that one. See, Jesse Winker, that ball looked like it was center cut right at the belt. He just took advantage. Sent it into the bullpen in the right center field area. Mets lead 2-0 in the bottom of the second, rather, against the Phillies. Such a big series early in the year for them. They lead the NL East by 2 games, but it's really their first true test since the Astros on opening day, and that's opening day. Jalen Brunson's got it now. Tips it out. Karl Anthony Towns has it at the wing. He's got a free lane in the basket. Yeah, he punches it. Karl Anthony Towns, his first basket on the day. Drove baseline. No Piston defender in his way. Just slammed it home. Here's Cade Cunningham. Mikal Bridges is guarding him, which I do not like whatsoever. Cade's just going to take advantage of his body. It makes no sense. Just put OG on him, so who you saw had success last game. The playoffs are about adjusting, and it's not about adjusting in the middle of the second quarter. It's about making an adjustment when you see it needs to be changed. And you saw that in the second quarter of last game. So why not just keep that same momentum you had going? Because OG was fine on him. Jalen Duren gets a bucket, and the game's tied at 6 now. 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter of action. Here's Karl Anthony Towns. Tobias Harris is guarding him. This should be barbecue chicken. Now Brunson's got it. Looking to get to the basket. Now tried to get it out to Josh Hart. He sort of stopped at the foul line. Did a 180 in the air and then threw it out to the wing. Josh Hart was more towards the top of the key. Sailed right out of bounds. Pistons possession. Here's Cade Cunningham looking for his first points on the night. Now it's Tim Hardaway Jr., the former Knick. That's going to be an offensive foul on the Pistons. Looks like Cade Cunningham. Don't have the volume on in here. Let me see if I could get it on through my headphones. Um, no, I don't. I don't think I could get the volume on. I want to see who that foul is on, but it's all right. Jalen Brunson going to work. Drops his man. The floater is up and good. Lazard Thompson got caught up in Karl Anthony Towns' screen, fell to the ground. Jalen took off from one of the hash marks outside the paint and gives the Knicks a 2-point advantage. I like what I'm seeing early in this one. Here's Cade Cunningham. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Josh Hart rebound. He's going to look to push. He loves to do that. Going right at Tim Hardaway Jr. Had no lane to the basket, and Tobias Harris took it away. Josh tried to get it out to Jalen Brunson, who was standing in the corner waiting for a pass. The problem was Tobias Harris was right in front of him, and Josh had no angle to give it up to the captain. Harris was either fouled. No, he went out of bounds on the sideline. It looked like it could have been a foul on Brunson. Nonetheless, Knicks retained possession. Here's Karl Anthony Towns into Josh Hart. Layup is blocked. Jalen Duren got up for a chase down block against Hart. Here's Tobias Harris, corner three. It's good. First 3-point basket of the game for either side. And the Pistons are back on top. Some back and forth early in this one. Now it's 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Brunson going to work. His footer is off the backboard and good. Brunson's got 2 early baskets in this one. It looked like the Pistons were going to call a timeout. They stay on the offense. OG Anunoby was the defender that time as Cade Cunningham dribbled the ball up the court. Mikal Bridges is now switched on, and he gets a block. Cade tried to go up for a shot. It got stripped away. Pistons retain possession. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s shot is off the mark. It was a corner three, and Karl Anthony Towns controls the rebound. He's got the ball driving on Jalen Duren. Fall away jumper. It's good. Oh, a tough shot from Cat that time. And it'll be a timeout. Cat looks like he's complaining. So we'll see what the call on the court is. I got to find a way to get this on through my headset. Let me see. Lazard Thompson in the lane. Now I'll do it at the timeout. Just back down Josh Hart and got an easy bucket. That shot by Cat wasn't waved off, by the way. It's still 12-11 in favor of the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, pass Duren, kick out to Anunoby. Corner three, no good. Pistons control the rebound. Cade Cunningham right at Josh Hart. His layup is good. No defensive pressure there that time from Hart. He picked Cade up in the paint and just let him go right to work for an easy layup. Here's Cat, guarded by Tobias Harris. Cat spins into the lane. Fall away jumper. It's good off the glass. That's a little shot put off the glass and into the basket. He is cooking early in this one. He's got either 6 or 8 points early. Here's Cade again. Mid-range jumper hits the back of the rim and falls. So it doesn't look like he's going to be off for 2 games in the series. His first playoff series as a pro. Didn't have a strong showing in game 1. Mikal Bridges catches and lays the ball in. A Josh Hart assist. And this time it'll be a Pistons timeout. Knicks lead it. And we'll take our first timeout of the game. Now let's try to figure out how to get this game on the volume through my headphones. That's not going to be it. I might have to do some of this. and then do some of this. All right, that should be it. Let me see. Yeah, we got it now. Perfect. Now I can get the volume on the game here. Mute that. All right, now we'll get to see the fouls and stuff like that. Who it's called on. This is work in progress. I've never done one of these streams before. Did I? All right, let me see. I think my volume's unmuted somewhere. Yeah, there it is. All right. At the first break of the game, the Knicks are leading, and it's been a strong showing so far. I need some more on the defensive side of the ball. It's Cade Cunningham has gotten a couple easy baskets, but that's gonna happen. Cade's a very talented player, and he's gonna get his. So you gotta think he's gonna score. I actually don't like this because I'm gonna hear the broadcast and it's gonna skew my words, and I can't hear the mic as well. It sounds weird, because I can't hear the mic, the input. So we're gonna have to live with whatever I was getting before. That sounds a lot better to me. Okay, now we're ready to go. Taking a look at the Mets game. It's the top of the third inning now. Tyler McGill is dealing 43 pitches through 2 innings. I love what the Mets are doing. They're looking so strong to start this year, and I was getting ready for a letdown season. That's just what's happened in my life as a Mets fan. But no, they've showed up. That's not the type of player Juan Soto is. David Stearns is a smart president of baseball ops, and he's got the Mets looking locked and loaded. And I'm not gonna say they're better than the Dodgers, but they're easily a top three team in the National League. I mean, it's whatever the Padres and the Giants and these Phillies are doing. I mean, how about Ronald Acuna Jr. calling out Brian Snicker on social media yesterday after a couple of years back he was taken out of a playoff game for not hustling out of the box. Oh, one of the lights is off over here. Let's see. Can we get it back on? Yes, we can. After he was taken out of a game for not hustling out of the box a couple years back, Jared Kelnick, the former Met prospect, had a similar situation, and he wasn't taken out of the game yesterday. So Acuna went online and said, I would have been taken out for that. It's safe to say the Braves didn't like that post as it was taken down a couple hours later. We're back in New York for the final 4:48 of this first quarter of action. Knicks lead the series 1-0. They lead the game 16-15 right now. Good sign, Knicks fans. OG Anunoby is on Cade Cunningham. Karl-Anthony Towns has left the game. Mitchell Robinson replaces him. Here's Mikal Bridges, three-point jumper. No good. Back of the rim. Here's Tobias Harris working his way down the floor. Poked away and stolen by Mikal Bridges. Knicks look to push. Bridges threw the ball out of bounds. Was looking for Brunson on the corner. In the corner on the opposite side of the court. Just threw it too far out of his reach. And it'll be Pistons basketball. Dennis Schroeder has entered the game for Detroit. He had a big offensive performance in game one. Really just in that third quarter. Cade Cunningham goes to work. Fall away jumper is good. Such a tough shot. OG Anunoby did not make his life easy, but Cade found a way to put it in. Here's Mitchell Robinson holding the ball on the wing. Takes one dribble before handing it off to Josh Hart. Hart pull-up jumper. It's off the mark, and the Pistons have another rebound. How many people we got in here? Is Dennis Schroeder. Does not hit the three. Only 3 people in here now. Brunson down the lane, spins. Trying to find someone, has a man. It's Hart. Josh Hart with Tobias Harris guarding him. Swings it over to Mikal Bridges, a skip pass. That's OG Anunoby, rather. Anunoby in the corner misses the jumper, and the Pistons will look to push. Cade Cunningham works his way right down the court and lays it in over the outstretched arms of Mikal Bridges. A strong possession there. A strong take from Cade Cunningham, just right over the top of Mikal Bridges, as he was the lone man back for New York. Now Jalen Brunson taking Dennis Schroeder off the dribble. Jumper is up and off the mark. Dennis Schroeder is dribbling down the court now. Hands it off to Cade Cunningham. Cunningham couldn't find his man, and Brunson has it over to Bridges. Dunks in transition. That's the thing with the Pistons. They haven't shown enough transition defense. There has been multiple occasions in this series where Jalen has just walked down the court, where he could just dribble out of bounds and nobody's going to stop him. Right down the middle of the court. The Pistons have to be better in that field, as Tobias Harris nails a fadeaway jumper over Josh Hart. Detroit leads 21-18. Under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter now. Here's Jalen Brunson, guarded by Malik Beasley, on the sideline. Gets a screen by Mitch. Over to Mikal in the corner. Three-pointer is no good again. He's missed at least three three-pointers. Blocking foul against Brunson. That looked like a charge to me. Tobias Harris right into the lane. Knocked over Brunson. And there'll be a timeout. Tibbs might challenge that. His feet were set 100%. It was Cunningham, rather. Jalen's feet were 100% set. He was out of the restricted area right at the foul line. Just took it like a champ. Just got knocked over, barreled into. And we'll see, this might be a challenge. Timeout from the Knicks. And so we'll take a look at the Mets game. Why not? 2 on and 2 out now for Tyler McGill. In the top of the third still, the batter is Bryce Harper. He's 0 for 1 in the contest with a strikeout. By the way, speaking of the Mets, you could check out my Instagram and TikTok for series recaps after every series the Mets play. Posted the one about the Cardinals this afternoon, probably about 1:45, 2 o'clock. Includes an in-depth analysis of everything that went down. Sports Center-esque show, a little update, just tell you what happened. On the visual side, there's some highlights included with it. I don't know, I think they're fun to make, so I'm gonna keep doing them. But Mets, as long as the Mets are good, I'm still gonna have fun doing them. I'm gonna tell you right now, the Minnesota Twins one was not as fun to make as the one against the Cardinals was, because the Mets lost this series to the Twins and they swept the Cardinals. The count is 3 balls and no strikes on Bryce Harper. And he takes ball 4 outside, so it's bases loaded, 2 outs. Tyler McGill in a bit of a jam. Jeremy Hefner will trot out to the mounds and talk to him now. See, how's the Yankees game going? We got to check on the Yankees score as well, even as much as we might hate the Yankees. It's 5-0 Guardians in the bottom of the 6th. You love to see it. That's great news. Great news. Hate watch. Let's see. I'm interested to see if this call is going to get overturned. I would have to guess the Knicks challenge there. They wouldn't call a timeout that fast after another timeout when the game isn't really going like in such a way where they need one, where it's not like the Pistons went on an 8-0 run immediately after the timeout. I think it's a 3-point game right now. So they got to I would have to assume that it was a challenge. Yeah, it was a challenge. And we're going to put the volume on to see the decision. We'll put it on just when they're about to announce the decision. Now it'll be Schwarber against McGill First pitch is in there. Strike one on the outside corner. All right, here it comes. Oh, Cole return. Jalen Brunson draws the offensive foul. I knew it. Tom Thibodeau knew it. He has an uncanny ability to challenge plays. It works at such a high percentage. It's more of a credit to the Knicks video team. Brunson is subbed off now, as is Karl-Anthony Towns. So it's a lot of bench pieces in there. But the Knicks need Mikal Bridges to be better right now. Deuce McBride is in there. Mikal has missed so many shots to start this game. It is unacceptable. Campaign also in the game immediately commits an offensive foul. Jalen Brunson did not like the call. He jumped up off the bench and had his arms stretched out. Like, what are you calling, ref? So it'll be Pistons possession. Cunningham crosses over on Anunoby. Ball knocked out of bounds. Official doesn't know which way to go with it. And the Knicks get the call. And the ref had his arm stretched out. Like, I don't know. He was looking to his partners to really make the call, who didn't have as good of an angle on it. But the Knicks are the beneficiaries. Here's Deuce McBride. I mentioned him in my pregame. He needs to be better in this one and for the rest of this series. Mikal Bridges is the premium offensive player on this unit. Here's Deuce. First shot is off the mark, hit the back of the rim. A proper brick, if you will. Here's Jalen Duren. Down the lane. He's fouled as he went up for the layup. That's on Campaign, his first of the game. I would not expect Payne to have the same effect he had last game in any game for the rest of the way this year. His just energy on the court in the last game was what won the Knicks the game. He won't have another scoring performance like that as Duren knocks down the first free throw. Landry Shamet is in the game. Oh, I don't like that at all. Landry Shamet does not deserve to be playing playoff minutes. However, that's the fourth guy the Knicks have employed off the bench. That's a 9-man rotation in the first quarter. That's what the Knicks employed in game one. I didn't expect it to stay at 9 men with the Knicks having the full rotation available. They didn't need anyone to step up. Here's Shamet now, guarded, and he throws the ball out of bounds immediately. What are we doing? Tibbs, take him out of the game. I get Mikal isn't shooting. I would rather run Josh Hart into the ground. Josh is still on the court, maybe? No, he's not on the court. But okay, Cunningham falling away, no good. And the Knicks control the rebound. Here's Campaign driving down the lane. Ball tipped, and it'll be Knick possession. Payne lost control of the ball. It hit off Mitchell Robinson, but eventually it went off a Piston defender. And Karl-Anthony Towns is getting set to check back into the game as Azar Thompson comes back in as well. Knicks are down 5 points right now. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. They can hold for the last shot. So we'll see where they go here. OG Anunoby comes off for the final offensive possession. The lineup features Campaign, Karl-Anthony Towns, Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride, and Mitchell Robinson. Tobias Harris came back in the game. Mitchell Robinson gets the inbound. Now it's Campaign with it. He trips and falls. He's on the ground with no one to give it to. He gets it to Deuce McBride. McBride, corner three. No good. Mitchell Robinson, offensive board. Gets it back out to McBride. Ball is off the leg of Deuce, and it'll be Piston possession with 5.7 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Malik Beasley was the man who forced the turnover, and now Azar Thompson will come off as Cade Cunningham is his replacement for offensive purposes. Not the best first quarter for the Knicks. I think they could have been better on both sides of the ball. A lot of missed shots. I'm going to look at Mikal Bridges' stat line at the end of this first quarter. 3 seconds to go. Now, Dennis Schroeder just went barreling across the floor. I mean, he's campaign doesn't think there was a foul. There was a foul called. I don't know how. Unless Schroeder jumped and just barrel rolled, there's no way that shouldn't be a foul. Um, but with these NBA players, you never know. Let's take another look at it. Oh, that was a clear flop. There's no way that should have been a foul. He literally just jumped. There is no contact whatsoever. That's horrendous. That's absolutely horrendous. It'll give the Knicks that a chance. It'll give the Knicks a chance at a shot with 1.9 seconds to go. But if he makes both these, it'll put the Pistons up 7 at the end of the first quarter. And Campaign has 3 fouls in the first quarter. In like 4 minutes, he has those 3 fouls. Second free throw is good. So it'll be 25-18. Payne hoists at the buzzer. Could have been a foul, but none was called. And the Knicks are down 25-18 at the end of the first quarter. Let's take a look at the stat line for Mikal Bridges. And let's take a look at the box score, because it has not been very pretty to start this game. Over the box score. Cade Cunningham is 8 on 4 for 7 from the field. He leads the Pistons. Jalen Duren has 6 on 2 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line. Mikal Bridges has 6 points, but he's 0 for 3 from deep. He's 3 for 6 from the field. Brunson has 4 points. Cat has 6 on 3 for 3 efficiency. Brunson's 2 for 4. Nothing off the bench. Campaign played 2 minutes and picked up those 3 fouls. That's not a good sign. But it is what it is. We need Bridges to be better. That's going to be the key to this game. Mets are looking to strike again in the bottom of the third. Now it's Juan Soto at the dish with runners on first and second and nobody out in the frame. Soto's 0 for 1 on the evening. 1 ball and 1 strikes to count. Here's Aaron Nola's pitch. Soto swing and a miss. Some kind of off-speed pitch right there. Soto swung out of his shoes. That's not something you see too often. Just made Soto look aloof. And suddenly, there's a 2-strike count on the $765 million man. But first, a look over at second. Lindor on first, Tyrone Taylor on second. Pete Alonso's the man on deck. Nobody away in the inning. Aaron Nola looking to get out of a jam. He's already given up 2 runs, a Lindor homer, a Winker homer. Soto trying to add on. Soto swings and drives one. Deep right field, and it goes. Fair ball. Juan Soto 3-run homer. And the Mets have a 5-run lead. There it is, Juan. There it is. And Citi Field is electric. There, it doesn't look like there's an open seat along the first base line. Man, the attendance is amazing on a Monday night in April. The stands at Citi Field are packed out. Holy heck, I don't know if there's an open seat in that place. The officials are going to get together. The short poles at Citi Field might screw the Mets out of a run here. That looked like it was foul. Soto thinks it was foul. He had to look back at the ump to make sure it was a fair ball. Francisco Lindor was willing it fair. Let's see. The question's going to be, is there enough discernible evidence to overturn the call now? Personally, I think it went foul. Yeah, it went foul by a good amount, and a call is overturned. We're back in the next game, though. So, a 3-run homer is taken off the board for Juan Soto. The Mets are down 7. Knicks, rather. Life is good. Tobias Harris, guarded by Karl-Anthony Towns at the top of the key. Now it's Jalen Duren. Malik Beasley, three-pointer. It's rims out. Here's Tobias Harris, deep shot. No good. Deuce McBride, defensive board. He's going to look to get the offense in motion here. Crosses over on Dennis Schroeder. Stops his dribble, makes a move, and puts it up and in. Sweet footwork there from Deuce to open the scoring in the second quarter. Dennis Schroeder, nice crossover move. Karl-Anthony Towns, chase down block. That's going to be a goaltend, though. Schroeder just went right past Deuce McBride. A nice crossover move, like I mentioned, is how we got past him. Karl-Anthony Towns blocked it. I guess the ball had already went off the backboard or was over the cylinder. Here's Cat now working on Tobias Harris, backing him down. Dennis Schroeder's hedging. Cat, spin move, follow away jumper, no good. Mitchell Robinson offensive board. Deuce McBride has it now. Campaign looks to shoot, gets in the lane, floats it up. Mitchell Robinson couldn't tip it in. Looking for the alley-oop attempt. It's too high, not far enough outside the rim. Now Malik Beasley shoots and drains a three, and the Pistons have opened up a 10-point lead. The defense has not been good enough. Knicks trying to get back on the board. It can't be all Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and OG. They need to find a way to win without those guys. Here's Karl-Anthony Towns in the post. The Pistons have shown two double team looks for short spurts of time as Karl-Anthony Towns puts it up and in. A little hook shot. Well, what I was saying is previously it was Dennis Schroeder who was hedging. That time it was Jalen Duren who hedged on Cat. It worked the first time, not the second, so we'll see where the Pistons go from here. Schroeder, a mid-range jumper, rattles in and out, and the Knicks have a rebound. It's Campaign driving up the court. Swings it over to Karl-Anthony Towns, who fakes a shot from the logo. Now drives on Tobias Harris. Foul is called, but is waved off. The foul's on the floor. It'll be Tobias Harris. The foul is charged to Harris. Yeah, Cat pump faked from the tip of the logo and then looked to go to work. Now there's 2 on and 2 out in the Mets game as Juan Soto went down. And Pete Alonso just struck out as well. Here's Cat now. Trying to go to work on Tobias Harris. Spin move. Jump shot, no good. Mitchell Robinson gets fouled on the offensive rebound. And we'll see if this is free throws or if it's on the floor. I think it'll be free throws. Nope, it was on the floor. Jalen Brunson's back in the game for New York. He replaces Campaign. His three-pointer, it's good. Jalen Brunson, the captain. His first three-point field goal of the night. And the Knicks climb within 5 points. Now a 5-0 run for the Knickerbockers. Tobias Harris in the lane. A tough layup over Mitchell Robinson is good. Jalen Brunson will be playing shooting guard for the time being as Deuce McBride brings it up the court. He's guarded by Ron Holland. Now it's Deuce McBride, this time guarded by Dennis Schroeder. McBride in the lane. McBride's layup is no good. Mitchell Robinson controls the board. Brunson again. Bang! It's good. Jalen Brunson, a corner triple. His second of the game and second in 2 possessions. Brunson up to 10 points on 4 for 6 from the field. Dennis Schroeder laces a deep three, and the Pistons answer right back. Here comes Brunson. Working on Schroeder, gets the screen from Robinson, not very effective. Reverses and gets another one. Brunson a three, no good. Missed it short. The same spot on the court where he hit the last one. Now it's Ron Holland driving on Karl-Anthony Towns. That's going to be a foul, an absolute flop from Holland. It will be a foul on the floor, but you don't want fouls on one of your best players and Karl-Anthony Towns early in the contest. Brunson came in with an energy boost, knocked down 2 triples, one on the wing and one in the corner. The Knicks remain down 7. No. 8 minutes and 7 seconds remain in the first half. Mikal Bridges is back in the game. Mitchell Robinson is checked out. I mean, Josh Hart is back in as well. Here's Cade Cunningham with it. Now it's Malik Beasley guarded by Bridges. He draws a foul and his jumper is no good. Drew a foul driving. Went up for the shot, but it wasn't good. Free throws will be on the way for Malik Beasley. Sort of a weak foul against Bridges. Oh, another light went out. These lights are dying. Had to charge them tonight. See if we get it on. Turn them all off. Hey, we got it back on. First free throw is good for Beasley. After this one, the series will shift to Detroit for games 3 and 4. Then we'll be back in the Garden for game 5 if necessary. Beasley knocks down both free throws, and the Pistons lead by 9 points. Here's Jalen Brunson. Great pass, Dennis Schroeder in the lane. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Cade Cunningham controls, gives it out to Schroeder, to Harris, to Beasley. Corner 3, no good. Tip-in is good from Tobias Harris, and Detroit leads by 11 now. Not a good start to this game. Jalen Brunson, the Knicks trying to come back. It's Karl-Anthony Towns at the top of the key. He's got the height advantage on Harris. Looking to back him down, now spins and goes to work. Corner to Josh Hart. Josh drives in, gives it back to Bridges. Mid-range jumper, it's good. That's Mikal Bridges' shot. He's 4 for 4 from the mid-range on the night. Cade Cunningham three-pointer. It's good. Cade locked in this one. He's in double figures now. And the Pistons lead by double figures. Jalen Brunson has the ball taken away. Now Mikal Bridges takes it away from the Pistons. Here's OG down the lane. Gives it to Cat. The dunk is good. Karl-Anthony Towns received the pass from OG. Cade Cunningham had already flown by. And he just slammed it home. It'll be a timeout as Detroit leads 41-32 with 6:36 remaining in the second quarter. So let's transition back to the Mets game for a little bit. Why not? Mets failed to score in the bottom of that third. It's still 2-0. They lead it. Would have been so nice if that Soto homer stayed fair. 2 outs in the inning, nobody on base. It's JT Realmuto. Tyler McGill is dealing. The pitching for the Mets has just been amazing. I love what David Stearns has done. Think I might have a podcast coming out on the Mets either tomorrow or Wednesday. And then I think the draft is Saturday for the NFL. So I'll do something, maybe some kind of Giants and Jets preview for the draft. Just stay on the lookout. Maybe make sure you have post notifications on. Clips from those episodes will most likely be posted on Instagram if I'm not posting other kind of content. I have posted on there every day for more than a month now. And the plan is to continue posting every day. See how we doing. Um, can you do a Spanish podcast? If you want to get a translator, sure. But I don't know how to speak Spanish, man. All right. All right. We're set for more action at the Garden. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns have both put on impressive offensive displays to start this game. However, the Knicks are trailing 41 to 32 here in the second quarter. About halfway through the quarter now, the Pistons will come out of the timeout with possession. Hey, Cunningham's got it. Here, Tim Hardaway Jr. is back in the game. Now it's Azar Thompson who's back in as well. Josh Hart just stripped it from him. Whistles blowing is a foul call. That'll go against Azar Thompson. I think at least. Looked like good defense from Josh. Yeah, just poked the ball away. Possession of it. And that was fouled. Yeah, Knicks possession. That's a great defensive great way to start the rest of this quarter. Knicks need to go on a run here. They don't want to go in the quarter down, go into the locker room down 8 or so points. Karl Anthony Towns, 3-pointers blocked. That's Reed. Is that Paul Reed from the Sixers series last time? Hold up. Reed. Wow, that's Paul Reed, who, if you guys remember, was talking all that smack as Jalen Brunson laces another triple. Who's talking all that smack during the Sixers series last year and was like not even playing. That's crazy. Here's Kate Cunningham. Layup is good. Reverse layup over Mikal Bridges. And it's still a 9-point lead for Detroit. I think a 2 was upgraded to a 3 because MSG turned that 41 to a 42 for the Pistons. That's a steal from Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson's got it. It was almost stolen by Reed. He's fouled by the Pistons big man. Probably going to end this at halftime. Maybe I'll do it a little halftime. Um, who knows? Paul Reed checks out after a couple minutes of run, which is more than I was expecting for someone of his caliber. Here's Jalen Brunson now, working on Tobias Harris. Dribbles it off the foot of his own foot, actually. I thought it went off Harris's foot, and it'll be Piston possession. Here's Cade Cunningham, goes right at the lane. Shot is up and no good, but a foul on OG Anunoby. So Cunningham will get 2 free throws. Mitchell Robinson getting set to check back in. He gave some good minutes early in this one. Cunningham's got 13 points on 6 for 9 from the field and 7 boards in the first half. First free throw is up and good. Robinson replaces Cat. Detroit is up 10. This is not a good sign for the Knicks. Last game, the Knicks went on a run to end the first half. They were tied after 1 quarter, winning at the end of the first half. Seems like it's the opposite tonight, losing at the end of the first quarter, losing with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Now, there's still a ton of time in this ball game. It's only an 11-point game where the Knicks could still come back. I mean, they went on a 21-0 run in the last game. Mitchell Robinson in the lane now, fires to Josh Hart. Hart can't handle it, and Cunningham comes up with a steal. Cunningham working on Josh Hart. Forced outside the arc. Josh playing some solid defense now. Cunningham to the lane. Shot is up off the window and no good. There is a foul in the play. It's going to go against Josh. He is not happy about it. Let's take another look at this. Yeah, it's the offhand is down low like this, like giving a little bit of a push, but really nothing that's like dangerous or impairing Cunningham from shooting, which is where I don't get. Like the refs have gotten to such a weak point where any resemblance of contact is just called a foul immediately. That one might have been called on OG. Now he's having a word with the official. OG did have some contact on Cunningham's arm. So it might have just been the combination of Hart and OG. But I still don't think there should have been a foul on that. Cunningham knocks down both free throws, and it is a 13-point advantage. Not a good sign. Not good at all for the Knicks. Here's Jalen Brunson working on Tim Hardaway Jr. Brunson to Hart. Hart to Anunoby. Anunoby spin move. Anunoby layup. It's good. Finger roll from OG. And he looks angry. We might get some angry OG tonight. That could be what the Knicks need. That foul call could absolutely be what implores the Knicks to go on a run. Here's Azar Thompson. Shot over Bridges. No good. Ball knocked out. OG Anunoby rebound. Anunoby right at Cunningham. Anunoby kicks it out. Josh Hart grabs it and throws it away. Tobias Harris is not a good pass from Hart that time. Tim Hardaway Jr. transition 3. No good. Tobias Harris rebound. Cade Cunningham. Layup is off the mark and OG Anunoby controls. Mikal Bridges slows the pace. Now to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson to Hart. Corner 3. It's good. Josh Hart puts the corner 3 in the basket. And the Knicks have gone on a 5-0 run here. In the last 45 seconds, a minute or so. 48-40, the Pistons still lead. JB Bickerstaff trying to calm his team down, telling them to take it slow. This is still our game. We're still in command. Mitchell Robinson foul on the floor. That's not the play that Robinson should be making. He was just standing right over the top of Jalen Duren, something he doesn't need to be doing, and he's called for a foul. It was a foul, but there's no need for that. Pistons will have it on the sideline after the timeout. Tyler McGill is still dealing for the Mets. He's now pitching in the fifth inning. Nobody out. He's 75 pitches into his outing. There's a runner on first base. Strikes out Rojas for the first out of the frame. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like the Knicks aren't playing as bad as the score shows right now. Like, yes, the defense hasn't been exactly where I want it to be, but it also hasn't been that bad. I thought it. They've just missed a lot of shots on offense. I think that's where they're at, where their offense isn't where it needs to be. The defense isn't terrible. I mean, they only allowed 48 points in the game. It's still the second quarter with about 3 minutes to go. I think they're right on pace where they should be for points allowed on the defensive side of the ball. I think that the answer is just going to be better on offense. That's what they have to do. Mikal Bridges has to start making shots. Jalen Brunson has made shots. Karl-Anthony Towns has made shots. Josh Hart just made a big corner three. They're trying to swing the momentum of this game to their side at the end of this first half. And that's where, like, this is the playoffs. Games can change at any moment, and we just gotta hope that this is the moment for the Knicks where they really come back and change the game. 1-2 count on Bryson Stott, 1 on and 1 out in the top of the fifth inning. That's strike three looking. A backwards K for Tyler McGill, and he's got 2 out. In the frame. Next game of the Knicks and Pistons series will be Thursday at 6:30 p.m. from Little Caesars Arena. All right, and we're back and set to go. Cameron Payne is one of 4 players in this series to have played in an NBA Finals game. Who are the other 3? All right, let's try to answer this. So you got Mikal Bridges, Cam Payne. Those are 2. That's half the options. OG and no, OG didn't play. I don't know if that's gonna count. He was a part of the team in 2019. Dennis Schroeder might have played for the Raptors in 2019 as well. Let me see. I know he was a Raptor. It's just a matter of was he in 2019? Um, I don't know. I gotta think about it. The other 2, it's gonna be like some random on the bench. Tim Hardaway Jr. played last year for the Mavericks. So it's gonna be a matter of, does OG count, and was Dennis Schroeder a Raptor? As Brunson, a floater is good. He wanted a foul there. It looked like there could have been one, but the Knicks are back within 8 points. I have a feeling it's Schroeder. I'm not sure if he was on the Hawks, the Lakers, or the Raptors in that time, though. The Pistons are really young, so there's not really anybody on that team I don't think Landry Shamit's been in the finals before. Precious Achua, not Tobias Harris. 3-pointer, no good. Josh Hart rebound. He's going to look to push. Hart to Bridges. Bridges in the corner. Gives it back to Hart on the wing. Now back to Bridges. Two-man game here. McHale working on Tim Hardaway Jr. His fadeaway jumper from the mid-range. Bounces around the rim 5 times, but eventually goes in. And the Knicks are within 6 points now with 1:40 to play in the quarter. Dennis Schroeder, past Brunson. Now he has to back it out as Mitchell Robinson was there on help defense. Schroeder, mid-range jumper. It's good. Wide open that time. He got a screen from Jalen Duren and just got a wide open mid-range jump shot. Here's Jalen Brunson backing down Schroeder right in the lane. Floater's no good. Tried to get it off the backboard, but it was off the mark. Tobias Harris now against Mikal Bridges. Here's Cunningham, 3-pointer, top of the key, no good. OG Anunoby defensive rebound, and Jalen Brunson will look to slow the pace. Bridges, corner 3. It's good. Mikal Bridges. Corner triple, and the Knicks were back within 5 with under a minute to go now in the first half. A good run to end this half for the Knicks would be key. 13 points for Bridges, now 6 for 9 from the field. He's been very efficient. Good defense now from Hart on the sideline. Forces Cade Cunningham to give it to Tobias Harris. OG Anunoby now on Cunningham. His layup is no good, but there's a foul. A kickball violation now. Scratch that. Let's see what the call is. It looked like the official made a kickball violation signal, but I think they're going to get Hart for a foul on Cunningham. Trying to play help defense. It should be a foul on the floor. Let's see if the officials give Cunningham the gather step. Yeah, Cade's going to be shooting free throws. His first one's off the mark. Ball don't lie. 31.3 seconds remain in the half. Azar Thompson's going to check back in. And Tim Hardaway Jr. will check off. Second free throw is good. So it's a 6-point game. Jalen Brunson speeds up the sideline. Dennis Schroeder is in defense. He's going to isolate. Backing down Schroeder. Big body Brunson. Foul on the floor. Charge to Schroeder. Knicks are in the bonus. They'll shoot free throws. JB Bickerstaff is not having it. Might be a makeup call there. I don't see any foul on Schroeder. Not letting the players play are the officials in this one. They let everyone play in the second half of game 1. Not the right start for the officials in this one. Brunson rattles home the first free throw. 17 seconds left in the half. In game 2. It'll be no shot clock and no fouls to give for the Knicks. Pistons will have it as Brunson drills the second free throw. And it's 53-49. Detroit will hold for one final shot. It'll be Cade Cunningham against OG Anunoby. Now OG, 5 seconds to go. Cade into the lane. Tough jumper is good. Wow, what a shot over the arms of OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. Mitchell Robinson, rather. Mikal Bridges just missed at the horn. And the Pistons lead the game 55-49 at the end of the first half. Overall, not the best half for the Knicks, but it could have been a lot worse. They made a lot of poor decisions and didn't play the best defense. They missed a lot of shots in the first half. but I think this is a game that they can come back and win. I really think that campaign, 3 fouls early. The refs are blowing the whistle early and often in this one. So we'll see how that has an effect late in the game. All right, that's going to wrap up the stream. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, follow, whatever it is. Like, interact, subscribe, share it with a friend. Keep tuning into all my podcasts. And I'll see you later. I'm Ben Bally.